Welcome back to the Rob and Ace and Rob show. I'm Ace. With me, as always, is Rob. We got a special show tonight. We have a lovely young lady with us. We're going to have a discussion back and forth. Every once in a while, you want to kind of do this. You want to get the female perspective. You don't want to just be two dudes just talking back and forth. So we have the lovely Tiffany with us. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. I don't like how that feels. You know what it feels like? It's like first day of college. Hi, introduce yourself and your major. I hated that fucking part of school, man. So check it out. I'm going to let this conversation introduce me. All right.
That was the most female-centric answer ever, but keep going. But that's fine. We'll keep going.
That's. I need you to explain what you just said right now. What do you mean by female-centric?
Because you made something complicated that wasn't complicated.
Okay, break it down a little bit because
like all I did was say introduce yourself, and it was like it went into a sidebar about college introductions and job interviews.
We've been on for 30 what seconds. It feels like. No.
Yeah, just hey, my name's Tiff. That's all. That's like
hey, my name's Tiff. That's not how you. Okay, all right, valid.
Like I didn't. It wasn't meant to like be a pressure cooker type of situation. Hey, what's up?
Okay, gotcha.
So Rob, you have some questions. We're going to have and guys, for the listeners, this is not a fresh and fit, berating session. This is not a Kevin Samuels, I want to prove you wrong. This is just a discussion because, again, you want to get the female perspective. You don't want to, like, as many angry men out there, there's angry females. And as many calm men out there, there's calm females. So you don't want to always just have a conversation between two dudes when you're not getting the female perspective. So this is a good thing we're doing today. And like we said, we're going to continue to do this. We may have Tiffany on again in a couple of shows. It's something we want to continue to do to build this type of repertoire, to try to get a better understanding of male-female relationships. So Rob, whenever you're ready.
All right, thanks. I also want to preface this by saying there's a reason I communicated with Tiffany as opposed to anyone else that I could have asked. And it was very spur of the moment. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but as soon as she said something, I said, you know what, she might be a good candidate for maybe like the first person we could actually interview, especially for a female. And we'll go into that like as the show goes on. But I wanted to bring you on because you are both young. You're a relatively young woman, and you're fairly attractive. And the dating market is wide open for you. You're what they would say you're in the candy store right now, so to speak. So are you currently single, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you, hold on, let me preface that. Are you single by choice?
Yes.
Okay. That's always a distinction because a lot of people, they'll say they're single and it's because nobody really wants them. Let's just be honest.
No, check it out. Let me
like you have males. I'm assuming you have guys who ask you out. You have male suitors who are interested in you, right?
I was going to say there's no way that's the case with her.
But listen to me. I'm learning this now. So I'm 24, right? And I'm learning this now in life that a lot of things that I see as kind gestures, men will take it as me thinking like, oh my God, I totally want something with you.
But do you understand why?
No. And that's what's blowing. I feel like I'm so naive.
This is a facetious
I'm really
question.
glad you said that.
This is a question that I already know the answer to. Do you have male friends?
I have male acquaintances, not friends.
That's a very good answer because there's no such thing. This is why.
This is again. I want to say that I brought her on because she has a level of maturity that a lot of other girls her age don't have.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. The reason guys look at it that way, like when you're doing a nice gesture in your head, you're thinking you're doing something nice, whereas they're thinking, "Oh, she wants to have sex with me. Oh, she wants to go out with me."
So let me break this down deeper for you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I also during discovering that I am naive, I also discovered my love language, and everyone's love language is so different.
We just rolled our eyes collectively into the back of our skulls.
Is the video on? You saw that?
What?
I could hear his eyes rolling into the back of his head when you said love language.
There's certain terms that are common now that
but
are
let
like
me
gibberish.
hold up.
Like love language is just gibberish.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you.
Break it down.
Go for it.
All right. So when someone says I love you, right? Go deeper. What do you love? Okay. Okay, you love this. Why? So my way of showing love is through service. So if I love you, okay, I'm going to do everything that I could for you and expect nothing in return. Nothing.
But Tiffany, not to cut you off, and I apologize. Hold on, because these thoughts come in my head and they go away quickly. I'm old. That's just love. That's regular. That's what love means. That's literally the definition of it. Like, really? That's not extra. Love is beautiful. Supposed to be selfless. I give without expecting to receive.
Exactly.
It's the reason why you'll love your kids way more than you love your wife or your husband. There's a you don't expect your children to give you anything in return, yet you give them all the love you have. You can sometimes expect your spouse to give you love, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or whatever situation you're in, but you'll never expect that the kids. Love is supposed to be unconditional. That's why when you say the things like love language, it's like it's a fancy term, but it doesn't really, like, to guys. It's you're speaking Japanese.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Well, two. I don't know what to call you. What's your name?
Ace.
Ace. Ooh, you like poker?
Yes, I am a gambler. Reformed.
So, Ace, check it out. I feel by your self-expression of your description of love, I feel that it is very first surface. And this is what I'm picking up on you, is that you haven't been with that kind of love that makes you question, is this love? This feels so good. Like, oh my gosh, when you don't have to second think about anything.
Rob is laughing because
I'm not
just know.
Tiffany,
Check it out.
I'm not laughing at your idea here. What I'm laughing at is I've known him for almost 10 years.
More than that. Like 20 at this point, yeah.
He's definitely felt all of that at some point in his life.
So, Tiffany, and again, you may not be familiar. No, hold on. And it's not your fault. You may not be familiar with my background.
I'm not saying it's I'm not saying that.
And again, I cast no judgments, no aspersions. I'm just talking just to give you some premises.
This is so much better than I would have hoped.
Ace,
I've been around for a long time.
Ace, let me tell you something.
Hold on. Let me get this out first, and then you can respond, because I want to be on an even playing field, so you can know. I was married, divorced, bought a house, sold a house, been in. I can't count the number of relationships or sexual encounters so
hold on.
I've experienced, just taking on face value, that I've experienced the entire spectrum. That's
Ace, listen to me. Nobody said you were inexperienced, but what I'm saying, let's go back to the very beginning where you're saying, I do not judge, I do not do this, I don't hold any kind of anything. I feel from experience, people who say that are 1000% what they say they aren't. Okay. I feel like for my age and for what I've been through, I feel that I can with you. Have you heard of the saying, just because you lived a long life doesn't mean you lived the life? Like, people die at 25, but they live to be 75. You get that saying? It's so common now that people assume age with experience.
Yeah, men don't think that way. We go on maturity, not age. Because again, it's a difference between men and women. Women mature way faster than men do. So I know men who are way older than me that act way younger than me. I've acted 45 since I was 21. Mm-hmm. So I get where you're coming from. I'm just giving you, because again, this is our first time meeting. You and Rob have met before, so I'm giving you a general background. But my point was, when I was talking about love languages, there's ways that women talk and there's ways that guys talk.
Okay.
You'll
Yeah,
never
everyone can have
hear
a
a guy
different style
say,
of communication.
yeah, you'll never hear a man say to another man, yo, what's your love language?
Mm.
Because those words wouldn't even come out of our mouth in that sequence.
I'm
We know the
only
word
ever gonna
love
say it
and we
in
know the
that
word
script.
language, but they'll never go together.
I feel that you are speaking from a very small world.
No. I'm speaking in
That's
general terms because
no,
what
I
I
hear
try to
you.
do is I try to speak to the generality, not the small
Mhm.
minority. Like if you're
Okay.
doing a survey and in your town 90% of the people are Democrats and 10% are Republicans, and you're running for office, and you need to cater to that 90% Democratic base and not worry about the 10% Republican base, because they're not going to win you or lose you anything. When there's a majority and a minority, I'm not focused on the minority, I'm focused on the majority. And majority, what a lot of females, especially younger females, don't understand is that most guys think the same. We're not that complex.
Okay.
That's why it gets so
Yeah.
frustrating when women don't
Okay.
understand us, because it's like we're very simple.
The guy
You
in your
know,
life who will tell you the most honest answers to any questions you have, or will tell you the most basic truths about anything, is your dad or your brother, or maybe your cousins.
Any guy who's not trying to have sex with
Yeah.
oh, okay.
you, me,
Yeah.
like I've made a lot of female acquaintances because I've talked to them like I don't care if we have sex or not. I'm not trying to get into your pants. I'm just trying to talk. I'm having an honest conversation.
Let's do
So
this.
what he's
Bring
saying
on
is
your
correct.
questions. Bring on your questions. I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the next question,
You
Ramon?
want to go for the next one?
Go ahead.
No. Yeah.
So, what do you think is the biggest problem women face when dealing with today's men?
Mm.
Do you
Okay,
need
give
a
me.
little bit of time to think about that?
I
Because I can
do.
give
I
you the
do.
opposite spectrum.
No, hold on. You know when I'm gonna ask for it is when I feel very stuck. Because I might
Define
be
stuck.
thinking, I might be making something more complicated than it should be.
Really?
Yeah.
So
It's like
you
the
Again,
beginning.
this
It's
is
like
why
the
I brought her
beginning.
on. She's gonna say shit that I'm not expecting. Where I'm like,
so you're saying, just to translate, when you're in the beginning, you're overthinking things that don't need to be overthought.
1,000%. You had a very valid point, Ace. I really could have just said, "Hi, I'm Tiffany," but I went through this whole maze back and forth and said same shit, but wasted mad time. So you're right.
let
So
me.
I feel
You,
stuck with the question.
in a general sense, do you find yourself doing things like that? Like when you communicate, like do you find yourself overthinking a lot?
1,000%. Oh my God. You know what's crazy is that I've carried this mentality for I don't know how long. You ready? I will think of everything that can possibly go wrong so that when it does, I'm prepared. I have a backup for my backup. Like I overthink like a motherfucker. I fucking set up camp in the fucking left side of my
That's a
brain.
good thing. That's a good thing to have in certain aspects of your life, but not relationships.
Right,
Oh,
Like
valid.
you're defeating yourself before the game even played.
right.
Like
Mm,
think about it like this. You just said, I think of all the bad things that could have happened and have a backup plan in case they do. Do you think of all the good things that have happened that can happen and have a backup plan for those too?
I don't.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You're already you're Muhammad Ali. You're his
She's a
opponents.
boxer.
You're
She is.
you're his opponents.
She is terrible.
Muhammad Ali would beat his opponents before he ever threw a punch. He would make them overthink in the press conferences, in the lead up to the fight. They would already psych themselves out before the fight gets there, and then when he starts to fight them, it's an easy win. You're doing that in your relationship life. Why?
Because I do not trust men. So I rather beat them to the punch. It's like I'm setting myself up to lose.
And again, that's my point. Like, not every guy's an axe murderer.
Mm. I know that. I know that. I'm not going through like, I don't think I could ever go through, oh my God, I hate men, or go through like a phase where I'm gonna eat some fucking pussy. Like, I don't think that's me. But I just, I don't hate men. I just hate how they go about things sometimes. I
Why?
think
Do you hate
it's
viruses for killing people?
um
Do you hate
Let me
sharks
ask
for
you,
do you hate sharks for
Ace,
eating fish?
did you just compare your fucking kind
Absolutely.
to a virus?
100%.
Because that is
1000%.
exactly what you are.
The
Ready?
point
Let's start.
the point that I'm making is this. You're hating something for acting according to its nature.
An asshole? Like that's
No,
crazy.
Ace,
Actually,
can you give the old tiger analogy?
Which one? Because I got like 17
The
tiger
Siegfried and
analogies.
Roy tiger
hold
thing.
on. Time out,
Oh,
time out. Fellas,
okay.
fellas,
Hold on,
fellas,
hold on.
wait.
Let me get this out for the viewer, for the listeners. So the tiger analogy is this: Siegfried and Roy. I'm sure you're familiar with them, Tiffany. They had a
Yes,
crazy
sir.
Las Vegas act for decades, where they would come out, they would get paid crazy amount of money. They had this.
Also a philosopher. Go ahead.
I don't even know, but they had tigers, and they would prance them around, and they would be on unicycles, and they would jump through flaming hoops, and the crowds loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day when one of the tigers bit one of their heads off. And everybody got mad at the
Horribly
tiger.
injured the guy.
Yes, he ripped his throat out. He didn't die, but he mangled his face and ripped his throat out.
Yeah, tiger.
And everybody was upset with the tiger, and the tiger got put down. But everybody was upset for the tiger for doing what tigers are supposed to do. They were happy when the tigers weren't acting against their nature, but they were upset when a tiger is supposed to kill you and eat you. That's all it's supposed to do. It's a hunter. It's not supposed to be on a unicycle. It's not supposed to be jumping through flaming hoops. It's not supposed to be swimming in a kiddie pool while people clap. It's supposed to maul you to death. That's what tigers are for. And that's the point that I'm making with men. You're upset with men for acting according or fearful. I shouldn't say upset, but on guard with men for acting according to their very nature. Don't be upset with their nature. Understand it and know how to maneuver it. That's the point.
And that's why we're here.
Okay, I have such a heavy comment to throw to that, but I don't think you're ready for it yet. I want you to get a feel for it. No, don't
pretty
say
sure
you
I'm
are.
ready.
Don't say you are.
But keep going.
Ace, I need you to do me a favor, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to like tone down the ego, okay? Chill out. Ask your next question, please. Continue. What's the third
like
question?
1,000%. Like you just did a female thing again.
Oh my God, I hate that it's called that female thing. Like, dude, let it be. It's called an emotional feeling one.
What about what I said was ego?
Saying like you, first of all, to get something straight, I supposed to be on the show to get like, for both of you to get my perspective, a female's perspective.
But I'm just responding
to what you said. But how are you the one that's talking the most? Like, I'm confused.
Because it's our show. I mean, we're gonna have a back and forth,
and we have plenty of time.
Like this isn't like a 10-minute thing. I don't want you to think like I'm just talking just to talk.
I probably should have disclosed this will probably go on for another like 30-40 minutes.
Can you handle that? Because I feel like we're gonna get deep. Okay, cool. That's the whole point.
We want to get deep.
Let's
Again,
do this,
there's no offense to be given, but when I said that's a female thing, it's like all I did was explain an analogy, and you said it was ego. I just want to understand where that's coming from.
You explained an analogy from a male perspective. You understand?
I'm a male.
Okay, but you're trying to bring down this diverse vibe of, hey, look, this is a female, but I'm gonna talk over her and say what I want to say before she dies. You want to know something?
If I talked over you, I apologize.
Still doing it. That's cool, man. Just making you aware. What I'm saying is, you know that 7 years ago, when a woman would walk to the table, all men would stand up. Do you know the reason behind that?
Enlighten me.
No. Do you know? Yes or no?
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
Okay. Out of respect is one, but just in case she was to trip or fall or misstep or anything, they were all on their feet ready to catch her. Same thing when she would get up. It's such a beautiful thing that has been dropped because the standard of the woman has gotten so fucking low.
Holy shit. Tiff.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
That was out of left field.
Please.
Whose fault is that?
No, well, she just blamed women. She said the standard of women.
No. Whose fault is that?
Rob, again, I know what I'm doing.
Whose fault is that?
Yes.
everyone's fault. It's the woman's fault for allowing things, and it's the men's fault for even thinking that it's okay to do things. For example, something that I was taught at a very young age is that no matter how wrong this person might be, but an elder is always right. I think that's the biggest crock of shit ever.
True.
Ever.
Yeah, there's truth to that for sure.
Just 100% truth. You'll get no disagreement. Age does not equate wisdom. We discussed that. Yeah.
So, for example, let's say I grow up with, I don't know, an amazing role figure of what a father should be, right? But as I become older and more of a woman, I realize how a shitty partner this person is. There's a difference with being a partner and being a father.
100%.
And I'm very, dude, my love was my first dad. That was my superhero. That was someone that I did not want to be away from. Like, to this day, I still sit on my dad's lap, like Sundays when he's watching soccer. And this is what I meant earlier with I show love through service. When I was younger, my mom would, teach me how to make my dad coffee the way he liked it. And I love my dad. So I had no problem making him coffee and bringing it to him. I love him. I expected nothing in return. That was me showing love through service. You understand now?
I understood. Yeah, I understand.
Great.
I understood when you said earlier. Allow me to. Well, Rob, do you have anything to say?
I'm curious as to how much of that is a cultural thing.
Yep. Good one. Good.
That actually,
that's good.
If we can maybe push this into the next question, because it could be related. Do you date outside your race and culture?
I actually just began. And
You are Hispanic, yes.
Now, let me tell you my form of dating. My form of dating is us meeting for the very first time outside of social media. And doing something. I feel so bad now that I think about it. What I used to do with men who would talk so smooth and so fucking cool and nonchalant, I would put them in physical, uncomfortable situations. For example, have you ever taken an overweight man rock climbing? You really see character there, and you know what I saw that day that I took him?
Here's the thing. I can I'll respond with this. In dating, a woman doesn't take me anywhere. Period. I already decided where we're going, and if you don't want to go, then we don't have to date.
Oh my God, Roy! Let me tell you something. You are the second. You're the second. I'm gonna call you Roy, man. You are the second person to say this. Do you know who carries the same mentality?
Men.
Chinese men. Because I only know so much. Like, I know mostly Hispanic men.
Do you know who carries this mentality? Actually, men who don't care if you sleep with them or not. Guys are going to lie to you. You got one thing you got to understand is a lot of guys think the way we think, but they're going to lie to you because
it's easier.
That's all they know, because they don't know any other way to, for lack of a better term, get them draws. And a relationship obviously is more than sex, but sex is the chief reason that men get into relationships. We'll take the relationship. It's not like we don't like being in a relationship, but the reason we get into relationships is because you have sex in a relationship. And men are trying to get that. And if we have to lie because we're not 6'4" and we don't look like Jason Momoa, we'll lie.
Okay.
And one of the ways they will lie is they will manufacture this persona that will agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying. And they'll go rock climbing even if they're fat.
No, time out. So the reason why I took this person rock climbing was because I genuinely considered him for that boyfriend position. Genuinely. I was like, okay, I want to take this serious, so I want to get him uncomfortable. And you can tell a lot about a person when they're under pressure or when they're uncomfortable. And something I noticed, yes.
Were you guys sexually active before this?
We actually never even kissed.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so when I took him here, I saw how frustrated he got when he saw that I was better at it than he was, which is what I expected because like I like to be active. I literally like to pick shit up. And I like to
Yeah,
just I like to do things.
I want to add something
So
to the
yeah.
conversation. This is for the audience. Tiffany is a very active, very in shape. She's in the gym a lot person, and that's how I met her because she used to go to my gym. So just so that might make more sense to anyone listening, we will add that preface to that. And also, no shit, he was uncomfortable. You're in shape and he's not. You took him rock climbing.
Okay, but check it out. So I noticed how quickly he was to give up. I noticed that whole macho persona, like that whole yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it up. That was out the window when he was shaking before he was even 5 feet off the ground. And when he quit, I said, "Oh man, if this makes you quit, do you think I'm a walk in the
Oh
park?
shit!
Like, come on!" I knew
Oh
he was weak.
shit!
He was weak-minded, dude.
Talk your shit.
If that was gonna break him, I was gonna eat him alive. Like, come on.
I feel you on this one, and uh,
I'm in the back just doing the double dutch back and forth, just waiting to jump in.
our audience, our audience knows this. I'm the in shape one of the two of us, of me and Ace. So I'm. But although Ace does agree with me on this, we do tell guys they got to get in shape. That's just a part of life, and you got to just do it. Especially if you're trying to date in today's dating market successfly.
You want to know something?
You can't, like,
you want to know
you can't be
something?
fat. Like, you can't do it.
Dude, I actually like dad bods because check it out. Like, I like how the belly feels. It feels so comfy.
You know what? Honestly, I've heard that before.
So much cap going on right now.
I'm gonna give her this one.
Dude, you saw how cold this winter was. I was fucking living it up, man. It was fun.
No, I'm gonna give her a little bit of this one because this is something I have heard before. She is capping only halfway. Women will take a belly if you still look strong.
Yeah,
if you have all the other things. You can't just
shoulders. If you got some biceps, a belly's not going to deter a woman. You know what I mean?
Well, check it out. I was actually very into someone who had like serious, well, he was working on his body, which I totally admired very much, but I feel like he was doing it for himself, I hope. And he like his body wasn't like anyone I had ever been with. Like the people I had usually like been like, that skin to skin close with has been just boyfriends, and they had fucking six packs and shit, and that shit was annoying to even be by because
I've heard very negative things about like
it's just not it.
Because, fun with really really slim guys is not as fun for them. I've heard that. You're not the first one.
Did you miss out the part where she proved your point?
Where all of her boyfriends were in shape?
No, that like you said, she said this is a Chinese guy thing where I go where I'm gonna go, and if you want to go, great. If you don't, no problem.
No. That's not what I said. I said no.
That's what Rob said.
No, then never mind. That's not it. What I meant is they will literally plan the day and not leave you to say, oh, so like the question is, so what do you want to do? Never comes out of their mouth.
But
they're very.
My point is because you cut me off that time. My point I was saying was, you took this guy rock climbing, this fat guy you said, or out of shape.
He wasn't like fat. He was just like, he was huffing and puffing. And the first climb, so I was like, okay.
Okay, so then he was out of shape.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Okay, so you took this out of shape guy rock climbing. He knew he couldn't rock climb. He knew this was going to be a problem. He acted tough. The reason he did is because like you just said, you guys didn't even kiss. He's still trying to get in the front door. He's going to say whatever. Like, have you ever dealt with anyone who worked in sales?
Sure, I think.
Okay, so most salespeople are scumbags. Most, not all of them, but most are. Like, if you think of the ultimate salesperson, think Donald Trump, just a complete scumbag. I'll say whatever I want to say, whatever I got to say to get into the front door. I'll agree with whatever you agree with. I'm a Giants fan. You're a Cowboys fan. Well, now I'm a Cowboys fan. You like water. I like water. You like the sky is gray. You know what? It is pretty gray. I thought it was blue, but it's gray now. That's what he was doing for you. Because like you said, he had all this sexual expectation that he was getting none of. So you say, let's go rock climbing. Sure. I know this is going to suck, but maybe she'll kiss me. Maybe she'll let me touch something.
He was so sad after rock climbing.
Oh man, I want to hear this story so bad.
Dude.
I know he got nothing. I already know. She didn't have to explain. She doesn't even have to finish it. He literally capitulated to the enemy. And not saying you're the enemy. He did what you're not supposed to do. As a man, I guarantee you would have respected him more if he said, "Nah, I don't want to go rock climbing. Nah, I'm good. I'm not doing that because I'm not going to enjoy it."
Yeah. But check it out. He didn't know because I just told him, "Hey, dress like you're gonna work out." That's what I said. I didn't say we were going rock climbing.
Worse.
He knew we were going rock climbing when I asked him, "Are you scared of heights?" on the drive there. So anyway, I paid for the hour because I was like, "This is my idea, so it's my treat." I'm also sometimes I feel very weird when a man pays for me. I'm not even gonna lie. It is very, very, very. It is, dude. My mom at a young age installed in me that you always make sure that you can take care of yourself. And I feel like
that's an Australian thing, to be honest. Like a lot of Australian women, it comes from if you pay for me, I owe you something type of mentality.
This is why a first date should be very low investment on both ends. It's like coffee, get to know each other, talk for a half hour. You know what I mean?
And you split the bill.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, if it's coffee, I'm sorry, like $15.
Here's the thing, though. I don't do that. I don't like to do.
No, you get me next time.
Right.
You don't.
No.
Choice.
Because check it out. If I'm meeting someone for the first time, 10 out of 10, man. I literally see some interest in you. We're probably gonna have dinner.
Noise.
I'm gonna pick up so many things. I don't care if we're eating at a diner. I don't care if we're going to a restaurant. I don't care if we're having brunch. Okay, it's a treat to see me fucking drunk, but not yet. I'm gonna pick up on you.
Unless you have.
I'm gonna see how you're gonna treat the waitress. And especially if you're not a Spanish person.
I hope you guys are listening.
I'm gonna notice things about you. I'm gonna look at your fingernails. I'm gonna see, if they're fucking clean or dirty. I'm gonna see where you sit. If you sit a specific way, I'm gonna see that you care to read the room. So that means you're observant. Okay, cool, but you're not really gonna be focused on me. I like to look at body language. If you're jittery or shaky, I want to ask you what the hell's wrong or what's on your mind. If you cannot make eye contact with me, I don't trust you. But I don't mean that scary serial killer eye contact. The kind of yes, I'm going to stare at you for 3 seconds and switch to the left and to look to the right eye and to make it look like I'm really listening, but I'm really thinking of something else. That's what's going on in my head.
Okay, so let me go to the next question actually then, because this is dealing with sort of your dating life, because maybe some gentleman out there wants to fly you to Dubai or something. I don't know.
Please stop.
You dated an older guy at one point, correct?
Yes.
How old?
Let me ask. I was going to say how much older?
So let me see.
You're 24.
He was 6 years older than I was.
That's not an older guy.
That is an older guy.
No, it's not.
No, that's
you guys would be in the same class.
Not really.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not that different.
Guy.
I thought you dated him when you were 20.
No.
That's not that much older. No.
Yeah, an older guy is something like 10, 15 years older, 20 years older. That's an older guy.
That's not shy from 10.
Men aren't going to age that much in 6 years.
Well, you're right, and they don't mature that much either. So
we like to say that men don't really hit a stride as far as maturity goes, and coming into their own until
30 to 35 minimum.
Getting into the mid-30s, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Minimum. Until a man hits 30, he generally doesn't know anything he wants.
Yeah, he's still trying to figure it out. And then getting to to the second part. There was a second half to that question. Why didn't that one work out?
Uh, because he was not ready from his end, but I genuinely swallowed that very hard pill, and it was just like, yeah, it wasn't me. Which
Okay, wait.
sucks.
Sidebar. You said he wasn't ready. Did he say those
Yeah.
words, or is that you assuming that's what happened?
Oh no, because we talked about this conversation up and down, man. Up and down.
And
Like,
define not ready, like not ready for marriage,
oh no,
relationships,
not
moving
ready for a
in, what?
relationship. No, no, not ready to take anyone serious. And that
And this
hurt
was
me a bit.
this was from the get-go?
No, actually from the get-go, this wasn't even planned, dude. This was actually someone that knew me, like knew of me, but didn't know me since like 2017. So I was like 19, 20 when I met him or when I knew of him. Great guy. Dude, I'm telling you, great guy, gave me amazing advice, was very, very, very helpful with advice with like my ex, who was a like that situation alone was terrible. And it's
Oh, this
crazy
guy was
because we
dirty.
probably no, listen to me, we probably never
Thank you
like
for saying that.
wait, what? What?
What Rob just said.
This guy was dirty?
That
Yeah.
was dirty. Your ex was dirty. He played the long game.
Yeah.
This guy listened to your stuff and he played the he may
The
have
shoulder to
known,
cry on.
he may have known about your sort of the way you view your own father. The more you told him, and he used that to just get in there and then get out.
He pulled a Cyrano de Bergerac. I'm gonna be the guy in the background. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna, be that shoulder to cry on. Oh, girl, I would never do that to you. He's fucked up for doing that type of situation. No,
But check it out,
that's grimy.
check it out. So while going through this really bad breakup, we had actually never even hung out. We would just like text. That's it. We wouldn't even like talk like that. Like we wouldn't even hang out. None of that. It was just like conversation, right? And
It's called text game.
and then one time I like called him out on something. So I was like, dude, I don't like you like that. And he got offended. And he's like, it's not even like that. I'm just trying to give you advice. And he still remembers that to this day, which is wild. But anyway,
Did he talk to you
why?
dramatically less right afterwards?
yeah, I was just like, I don't
Yeah, he
know this.
withdrew attention.
The reason he took it a offense to it is because it was true.
I know.
He was trying to get in
Oh.
there, and you flat out told him, like, no, I
So,
don't even want
okay,
to.
wait. Hold on. So what's the next question, fellas?
Okay.
So point blank, this didn't work out because he was not ready, and then a lot of shit went into that, dude. So
But you
much
wanted to
like,
smash other chicks.
listen,
What?
he said it from the blank, like from the get, back and forth. I'm single, and it was my fault. I feel that it was
Okay.
genuinely my fault.
All right. No, I thought he was like
So-
swindling you, and
That's what I was going to ask. Was he
Well,
honest
here's the
about
thing.
not wanting a relationship up front?
He was, but then when I would like, say, okay, you cannot give me what I want, and that's fine. I'm not pressuring you, but I'm gonna remove myself because I didn't want this emotional mess to bleed into the holidays. You get me?
Okay,
Like
so points
it-
for him then.
I'm sorry.
Points for him for being honest, at least.
Of course. So when
'cause-
I would remove myself, he'd like swing around the block, dude. Literally. Like, Tiff, I can't let you go. We've known each other for so long.
Every time I give him
You-
points, you just try to take him away.
But like, dude, it was so like now
Let
that
me give
I'm
this man
so-
some points, please.
like, listen, when I would be like, yo, I feel good, like I was doing me. I switched gyms because I was like, I cannot see this dude at the gym anymore because like I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So then I go to another gym.
Yeah, I know all about that gym.
This guy fucking shows oh my god. So look, Ace. I used to go to LA Fitness, right? That
Mhm.
gym is probably, I like the gym, but it's like I don't see myself going back to a commercial gym because now I go to a private gym and that shit is fucking fire. Okay. So I used to go to LA Fitness and so did he. So I'm like, I can't do this anymore because I know that you literally fucked a girl that goes to this gym. So like, I can't fucking do this. Like, I literally didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. So I switch gyms, and I go to a gym that's closer to where I work, and I work all the way in Fort Lee. Okay, and this gym was 5 minutes away. It was a Fitness Factory in Palisades Park. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He ends up showing up there. Like, that's when I knew that he had a territorial thing, big time.
It wasn't even.
And
Can I give you
go ahead.
not to cut you off again? I apologize. It's not even a territory. This guy's a typical guy.
No, I got
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're not that difficult to understand. From the jump, he set the preface. Yo, I'm not really looking for a relationship, but we can,
Right.
mess around and hang out.
No, but here's the thing. When I would try to remove myself, he'd do this thing like, and he knew that I was very into
That's
him.
where I'm getting to. You got emotionally involved, so you did what you're supposed to do. You did the
1,000%.
smart thing. You detached yourself. As a guy, we don't take just as much as women hate rejection, even though we get it more times than you do, we still don't like it. This dude knew he had a female that removed herself from the situation. So instead of being like upfront and honest and saying, look, you know what, I'm still not ready, but I want to have sex with you. He did the old, I'm going to show up and hope things happen. That's why we tell guys, be direct. Like, if it's much more respectable to approach you on a 100% level and say, look, Tiffany, I know what you said about the relationship thing. I'm not really ready for it yet, but damn, I want to have sex again. And you turned me down, as opposed to try to play the sneaky game, and now there's resentment involved. Which it sounds like you have resentment, because this guy shows up at your gym not out of nowhere just to try to get it back in your life.
Yeah. But if I may go deeper, he liked you, and I think in his mind you were like main chick material, but he was still going to have side chicks.
Oh yeah, this is it's a term in the male community. It's called redshirting. It's a college thing. In college football, basketball, any type of college sports, you'll bring in a young prospect and you'll do what's called redshirt him, where you'll let him sit out 1 year and save his 4 years of eligibility. And then when he plays the second year, he's much more mature. His body is bigger. He knows the program. He's a much better player. This is what guys do. They'll keep a chick around that they like, who has potential, but they still want to mess around. So they'll redshirt her. I'm gonna keep dangling her along, and then when I'm ready, I'll settle down. Instead of just being up front with,
it's kind of messed up.
Tiger and Kylie Jenner. Same exact situation. Kylie Jenner was 16. Tiger was 58 or whatever the hell he was. He knew he couldn't be in public with a 16-year-old, but everybody knew. They saw him in public nine, like he's just a Kardashian. She can't go anywhere without paparazzi. When did they become official? The day she turned 18. He was redshirting it. Continue. I'm sorry.
What's your next question?
Let me get to that 1 second. Okay. And by the way, thank you again for the answer. This is turning out better than I had even hoped. What is your ideal man?
Ready?
Yeah. I feel like you're going to go into some shit here.
One that carries, I'm going to tell you, one that carries awareness, one that carries respect, and one that carries patience. That's it.
Okay, but like, how tall does he have to be?
I don't like flesh shit, man. But if I had to pick, he could be like 6 feet. That's okay.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna. Can somebody get a Yankees fitted for this for that answer? Can somebody get a sombrero for that answer? Like,
I've never been more proud of a decision as far as picking Tiffany for this show.
Tiffany, and again, everything I do,
that was some comedic timing right there.
No malice, but what the fuck?
What do you mean?
Tiffany, how tall are you? Actually, how tall are you?
Okay, so on a good day, I'm 5'7", but when
that
I'm feeling a little sad,
so you're 5'5".
You are 5'7".
I'm 5'6". I swear, Roy. I'm sorry.
Rob.
So- So
I know.
Rob, since you're being dead named, I'm gonna speak. All those things are good qualities, but let's be honest. If the dude is 3'7" with no dick, you're still not going to be with him, even if he has those qualities.
No dick. You want to know something? I actually met someone who has a micro penis, and I
Yeah.
feel for them.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw.
Yo,
My
I felt-
ex-wife was quick sidebar. My ex-wife, me and her are still cool. We still have friendly conversations. The marriage ended on decent terms. There's no hard feelings on either side. She told me about a guy who had all the qualities she's looking for. Good guy, you know. She was like, he was just like you when we first met. I was like, great, good. Take you out of my hair. Congratulations. Then she tells me she has to break it off. Why? Oh, well, he had a little dick. Because that's the point that I'm trying to make. All those qualities mean nothing if you don't have the physical that you're looking for too.
But here's the thing. I feel like guys think that girls want these fucking mandingo ass dicks.
No,
like,
Absolutely not. No
Dude.
mature dudes do.
No.
Young kids do.
It's just like, oh my God. Listen, let me tell you something very great about this experience that I had with an older man is that he taught me how to literally move during sex. That's something
That's
I could
what we do.
never
Translation:
repay.
He moved you around.
That's what we do.
No, you know
Worked
that
out.
before we started to like do anything like that, I was never a fan of being on top. And then after this, dude, let me fucking
That's
do
what we
it.
do.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Rob, we just talked about this last episode. Guys teach women.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sexually, like women aren't exploratory because
You wanna know
there's
something?
shame
No.
for being that.
Do you want to know something that would really hurt my feelings? And I'll be like, damn, man, I wish like you knew that it wasn't like that. For example, when a girl gives amazing head, what do you assume? She probably had like 1,000 dicks in her mouth, right?
No,
No, I assume she really likes.
no. I just assume
Okay,
she likes giving head.
okay. Wow, dude, I love both of those responses.
Again,
those
because-
are great.
Because
you know
we're
why we
mature.
responded that way? Because we're not bullshitting you.
We're not
Check it
22
out.
years old. That's
Okay,
like
but
everything
this
you're saying
person-
is typical 22-year-old guy
But
thoughts.
no, check it out. This thought came from this 30-year-old. This kind of thought, like, oh, why are you so good? Is it good for like
Because
this
he's
kind of
immature.
reason?
We've already discussed this.
1,000%, dude.
Yeah, we
Oh.
talked about this guy. I tried to give him points. You took him away every chance. He's an immature guy.
Yeah, I mean, first of all,
Anyway,
it's
let's
2021.
yeah, I know.
I mean, like,
But
you don't want a girl who doesn't know anything when she sees it.
yeah, like I get bragged on all the time. I don't have a 19-inch dick, and I don't want one. Like I don't want to be walking around like Lexington Steel. Like I know I've talked to women. Women will say.
I mean, I'll make those noises, but
99% of women will say, "Nah, ew, that's just gonna hurt.
yeah,
I don't want it. No, I don't want that. I want a good size, but I don't want to break somebody's ovaries."
the big dick in quotes thing with women, a lot of it is like they appreciate the visual, but like they're not trying to get like they're not trying
to get their kidneys replaced. That's what they're not trying to do. They're not trying to have you rearrange your intestines. Like nobody wants that.
Guts. Anyway, I can go to the next one. Actually, why not?
Yes.
Thinking back on your exes, did any of them show any of the traits that you are mentioning when you met them?
All of them. And then the longer you are with a person, the more the bullshit fades away.
It's a 6-month rule.
You think like they're always putting on
Oh, everyone's always putting on a something. Always.
It's the 6-month rule.
Do you think you do the same thing?
Oh my God, I'm so much worse.
You're worse.
Yeah,
I'm worse.
on both sides.
Can you elaborate on how you're much worse?
For example, if I'm gonna play a role, I'm gonna play it till I can't play it anymore. But that's me speaking. I don't know.
What do you mean by a role?
For example, if you meet me and I'm, this kind of person who is very compassionate and very caring and very sweet, I'm gonna play that role.
Are you using that?
So that
because I'm with.
Oh, 1,000%, 1,000%.
Yeah,
And
I'm here for that. I'm just saying.
And what I'm saying is like, you know, it's this beautiful character and warmth that I
Feminine, it's
bring,
called. A feminine woman.
right? So
Yeah.
that when I am actually done wrong, they really feel how really, really, really cool that could be.
This is how
You
Tiger
know,
Woods lost his PGA sponsorship.
oof.
Fuck.
This is exactly why. Playing a role, like she just said.
Oh yeah.
This is exactly what happened to Tiger Woods. He played a role to society, even though he wasn't that guy. He's a scumbag. He likes to have sex with Hooters waitresses on the road while his wife is at home with his kids. That's who he is. But he can't present that to the public, so he tried to play a role. Then he got caught.
Right. It'd be one thing if he was like the lead singer of a rock band, but he's
and it's the same thing on both sides. Like that's why I call it the 6-month rule. Most non-actors can't commit to a role for more than 6 months. So eventually the real you is going to leak out. That's why you should just be upfront from the get-go. Just be you.
Kelsey Grammer playing Fraser Crane for like 20 goddamn
years. You know? And that's what I'm saying. He's a trained actor. If you're just some dude or some female, you're not going to be that same person for 6. Like women that I've dated have always started off like she just mentioned, the caring, loving, sweet person. And all I do is I just brace for impact because I know eventually the real them's going to come out.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean
well,
is,
that's what you said for them. That's what they were doing.
Okay, but you lost me a little bit.
You said your boyfriends, your ex-boyfriends were doing that.
Well, here's the thing.
They were also playing a role.
No. Here's the thing though. I feel that all of them carry the trait that something I did notice recently, Ace, is that what I look for in people, I feel it's what I should look for in me. For example, I just got comfortable with being not alone, but I mean, like, in that solitude time. And it hasn't even begun to really be just about me. I'm not burning bridges, but kind of stepping aside to make what I need to do like a priority. For example,
like, are you finding less utility in some of your old friends?
No, I need to put my current life like on pause. I need to put it on pause in the sense of like, the going out, the trying to meet people or people meeting me or me being here, things like that. That needs to be put on pause because I have things to do now. Now it's not about a boy. And when I think about, anyone I've ever cared for, it's actually held me back in so many ways. And now it's kind of personal now.
You know what? That's actually that's another reason I brought you on the show because again, for the listening audience, I was very meticulous. I wanted to put someone on the show who was going to be, that target demographic, that she's young, she's attractive, she's right in the center of the dating market, but also she's got something very different about her. Like, she lifts, she stays in shape, but also you're, well, I don't know, you didn't graduate yet, right? Or I don't know if you're working on your master's, but you're a chemist.
Check it out.
Like you post stuff on Instagram. You're in like a lab coat with like Bunsen burners and like you work with chemicals and shit.
Oh my God!
Yo, I got Heisenberg.
Sound too cool right now, bro. No, let me.
I was just gonna say she sells drugs.
Let me sprinkle a little reality in your observation.
Was it all just a costume for like Halloween?
Yeah, like I do cosplay on Wednesdays and Thursdays. No, bro. It was so I was actually supposed to graduate this past spring, like literally 2 weeks ago, and I didn't because of something so stupid, and I couldn't blame anybody. It was me. And I went to that school, right? I transferred to that school because an ex of mine was going there. At the time we were dating.
God damn it.
Oh man, I was a dumb bitch, dude.
This wasn't even supposed to be about guys, and you fucking made it about guys again.
Yeah, this is how fucked over I've allowed myself to be. When you start to really, really go down memory lane and you fucking reflect on all that you allowed, let alone all that you put up with, you are disgusted with yourself. Do you know how hard as a woman it is to fucking love yourself when you think of what you've allowed? It's tough. On top of everything else going on, it's tough. It's so goddamn tough. But then again, all men are the same, so they don't even think about that, right?
Brilliant timing.
We don't.
That was great.
It's crazy how your unawareness is so painful. You know that if men were to go through half the things that they put women through, you guys will not even last an hour. You'll fucking kill yourselves because of a broken heart.
May I retort?
Please.
Okay. Do you think you guys put us through just as much?
1000%. And I feel that people do not speak enough on the vulnerability of a man. That is terrible.
So with what you just said, like if you guys went
that
through
directly
as much
contradicts stuff, what you just said.
Yes.
Oh, 1000%, dude. To begin with, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, you just literally contradicted what you just said.
Check it out.
Awesome.
Something you should listen to me. Something you should know about me right now is that I am the biggest hypocrite ever. I contradict myself like a motherfucker. So if I tell you the sky is blue and you agree, I'll be like, yo, you're dumb. It's nighttime. What's wrong with you? You know?
Your honesty is uncommon.
The reason
Thank you so much.
The reason what you said is correct is yes, you guys do. But what's healthier, to dwell on that for 7 years after it happened, or to move on to the next? Which is what guys do.
What do you mean dwell on that? Dwell on what? We're not dwelling here.
Like you said, you're being introspective about a negative experience, which is coloring your experiences going forward.
Well, very validates. That is actually a beautiful statement you just said. Do you know why?
No.
Because you just mixed logic with experience. For example, I just learned that I physically cannot put, and this is a very expensive lesson because of this decision, I now have student loan debt. And it's crazy because guess who's stuck with the bill?
You.
I am.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
and you're behind on your goal on graduating, and you're not going to make drugs for us.
For you, not for me. I'm too old for that.
Maybe you're funny.
You two's got to come from somewhere.
This was just a very hard lesson that I had to learn and that I am still paying the price for. And that's I feel like as you get older, your lessons just become more and more expensive. For example, I'm so glad.
You're in for it.
Oh, stop it. No, I'm so glad that I got out of the phase of fucking dyeing my hair blonde after my heart was broken. That shit is expensive. Do you know how much? Sure, maybe. Do you know how much it costs to begin to go blonde? Take a guess. Because it's more than one session. Each session, you're looking at $300+ depending on the fucking conditioner they put on your goddamn head. Literally. Every session. And it's not like you go and sit down and boom, I'm blonde. This is like, you gotta do this shit 5 or 6 times, and by the time you're blonde, it's fucking winter.
Also,
that is so exhausting.
Yeah. Oh god. Also, seriously,
midgets play Xbox for 5 hours and have sex with 2 random chicks and we're done.
And you guys don't even change your socks. That's what blows my mind.
Nope. We get on. We move on to the next.
Especially also, you can just put on a blonde wig and see how it looks first. And if it doesn't look right, you don't bleach your hair.
Well, here's the thing. I've gone blonde before. Actually, my most recent dumbass choice to make was get bangs. And I'm really upset that no one told me that I looked disgusting because what the fuck?
Well, who did you ask?
You know who kept it real with me? My dad. He was like, don't get it.
I mean, again, like we said 40 minutes ago, your dad and your brother, if you have one, tell you the truth, while everyone else in your life is going to lie to you. I have 2 more questions for the evening.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want a family?
When you say family, what do you mean?
Husband, children.
Ooh, that's a question. Okay. So here's the thing. Your idea of family and my idea of family are different.
No, we don't live in the Fast and Furious movies.
I was gonna say, like, what do you family
For
is
In
example,
the
defined?
real
for example,
world,
for example, for
in the
example.
real
Okay,
world,
so like
family
having
is your
having a
husband and your
husband.
children.
Yes, the
Ooh,
Western civilization typical family dynamic.
sure, but I don't see myself
I am curious though
calling
as
it
to
like a marriage. Like
what
I don't see
you
myself.
mean by family.
I don't see myself having like a whole like husband or marriage. Like I think commitment is very it's unsettling, and this is why this goal that I'm trying to achieve this summer is so difficult, because for the very first time I'm starting something and trying to finish, and it's because of the commitment it's going to take to even get this thing rolling, and when I think of family, I think of like a setback, in the sense of it's an anchor. Let's say I meet someone and motherfucker a freaking like lives in New York and can never leave New York, and I just got an amazing job offer in California. What if I'm so stupid in love that I turn that down? Like I see it as like an anchor. And also, like, now let's say you have a kid. You can't just get up and leave and try to forget this person who probably hurt you. You have to fucking stay.
Right,
Like,
right.
I can't do that.
And these are valid concerns. These are valid concerns here. So when I say family, I'm not even taking the husband part into account really. But do you want kids?
Oh man. I do actually. I do, because I think that with knowing what I know now and what I'm probably going to learn later in life, I think they will grow to be such a natural light in life, with something so basic like giving them the stage to even be able to express themselves. My mom and dad gave that to me, but it was limited. My dad was very strict, but my mom really allowed me to express myself the way I wanted to. And then like small things like introducing them to music, or like really good books, or like, new ways of thinking. Like I want, if I'm ever blessed to carry a child, I want to know that my kid will be in the park and he'll be the nicest kid there, but also will know how to defend himself. You know what I mean? At a young age, know from right and wrong. Like, that it's wrong to push someone. You know that it's right to help them up if they're pushed.
So,
Morals.
uh, not to dump on your dreams or anything, but do you understand that after about 32, the likelihood of having a healthy child drops precipitously?
So I also think adoption is pretty cool. Not gonna lie to you. That was actually my first choice before carrying, before anything.
I don't hear that often. That's interesting. But if you're thinking of adoption, there's not a lot of men who want to sign up to take care of another man's child.
Especially when you can actually have one yourself.
When you can have one yourself.
All right. So let me tell you something about me now. When I was 21, I actually had to make a decision to keep or not keep a fetus.
Okay.
Okay. And I chose not to. And do you know why?
At no point did I think that was going to come up today.
Do you know why I chose not to?
Not to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Because that's the same choice that everyone your age in 2021 makes when
No.
when they're not really sold that the guy's going to take care of them.
Or when you're not ready.
Check it out. Okay, good answers. The reason why I did it is because no matter the situation, if I feel that I, just myself, forget the man, because this is not about him, this is me. If I feel that I cannot take care of this thing on my own, and I don't mean I'm gonna slack off with my parents and ask them, like, no, I mean, if I need a sitter, I'm gonna have a nanny. If I'm having a kid, I better be living alone. I better be making my own money. I better be able to hold it down for myself and my baby. I'm already thinking that if I have a kid, there is no man in the picture, because now let's say I don't have a man. Does that mean I don't have a kid? Why am I waiting on the man?
Because it's better for society if you do.
What the fuck?
Because
So why are we living through society? That's not my
Because
flow, man.
87% of all prisoners in the prison system come from single mom households.
just like you're a chemist,
Single
there are
moms.
statistical facts
Yes.
about
So this is
child rearing.
just reality. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but and obviously every kid that is raised by a single mom doesn't become a criminal, but most criminals happen to be raised by single moms.
Why? Oh, I can see why though. Do you know why?
There's no dad in the house. There's no masculine leader.
No. So here's me speaking. I think I carry enough masculinity in myself to be enough for like a 3-partner relationship.
I
No,
don't think you
but-
give yourself enough credit.
No, but keep going.
You're way more feminine
Ask your question. Oh, please listen. I'm actually trying very hard to get back my feminine side. Meaning, I got my nails done again. Remember?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not like the only thing I would look at you and say, oh, this is masculine is the fact that you lift heavy ass weight and you got some tattoos.
Oh, I'm gonna get more, man. I can't wait. You actually want to know something that happened this past weekend?
Does it pertain to anything we were talking about?
Yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah, what happened? You are muted. I don't know.
Okay. I know, it's crazy. I keep pushing the fucking button. Okay, so I went to my very first Jewish wedding. Very beautiful. Everyone that was giving a speech
I can't
was so
believe
full of shit.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Everybody that was giving a speech was so full of shit. Physical shit. I was like,
don't go into it too much because
okay.
Ace's day job works with a lot of that particular sect of people, and he'll go ape shit on.
No, I'm very good at holding back, as you can see.
We don't want to ostracize. We don't want to ostracize from listening to us.
Got it. So point blank, the bride's father, right, comes up to me. I don't know how he thought that it was okay to even approach me with this type of approach. But he looks at me and he's like, hey, he goes to my ear and says, you'll have better luck getting a man if you cover your tattoos. And I wanted to like fucking uppercut him.
Oh, well, let me clue you in on something as far as the Jewish culture is concerned. They actually have a thing against tattoos in general.
Here's the twist. This was the bride's father. Listen to me. The bride's father is Peruvian, so he's a Spanish motherfucker.
Oh, he's not even Jewish? God.
I am fucking Jewish. You see what I mean? See what I mean? That's the beauty of it, is that he wasn't even Jewish. But whatever.
Well, I've talked about the nature of tattoos on the show before, because I have many tattoos. And we on this show before have talked about tattoos. And tattoos, whether we want to hear this or not, are a very masculine trait. Now, I don't think... that doesn't mean don't get them. It doesn't mean you can't be attractive with them. But they are what they are. Like there's certain things that are masculine and certain things that are feminine. It's not all about how a person looks or acts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they tend to convey masculine. They tend to be a big part of a masculine persona, tattoos. So, but other than that, and the fact that you squat more than I do at this point.
You're lying. Stop it.
No, I used to squat heavy, but I haven't done it in a long time. Because when I get too heavy, I can't do as much in jiu-jitsu. Like I'll have one good round in me, and then I'll have 3 really garbage rounds. I lift more. Okay. All my lift is more for endurance now. But
nice.
Other than that, you don't come off as masculine, but then at the same time you're career oriented, which actually was going to be my last question, was going to be, do you want a career? But obviously you do want a career. You just were talking about that. So what my advice maybe would be is to understand that you're going to struggle with that balance if you do want children in your life at some point, because you're going to have that issue of like, You're like, I know it sounds great, like you'll be able to work while you're pregnant. You're not going to want to. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like I don't understand where you're coming from. You're very independent. You have been fed this idea that maybe that's a great thing, and it really is up to the individual. If you want to be a really strong, independent woman who doesn't really need a man in her life, you might be better off being an auntie. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with
it. Check
it
it out, though.
You know,
check it out.
because you're still in a family.
But just because you say I don't want a man doesn't. I mean, I don't need a man doesn't mean I don't want a man. Like I want to, my cup is so full. My cup is full of love, and I want to pour it into someone who's going to like genuinely hold it. Have you ever heard of
what kind of man
pouring
do you?
I just told you I want. You know what? It's not that I want. I
hope everyone's listening.
I
want her to get.
I can't even tell you what I want. You know what I want? I want peace of mind.
Here it is.
I want peace of mind. I want to go to bed and know that I'm not going to wake up to like a possibility of my heart being broken. Literally,
that's the hard part. People, and that's why marriage appeals to women so much, is because you got that government guarantee.
Here's the thing, though. Nobody cheats more than a fucking married man. Not like, true. Come on.
Statistically speaking, men cheat at 28%, women cheat at 24%. It's not a big difference.
Check it out. Just because you cheated and I cheated, yes, it's both like it sucks, but who got caught? That's on you.
Which one is worse?
Because we're dumber when we cheat.
Let me ask you this.
Women cheat like they're Mission Impossible spies.
I know. It's great.
Yeah. Let me ask you, which one is worse?
We fucked the girl behind the Wendy's counter. Like, there's a difference.
Wow.
Storage unit. Anyway, let me ask you this. Which one is worse? A man cheating or a woman cheating?
They both break the same thing, man. They break the trust.
I understand what you're saying. Man or a woman. But I'm gonna throw a devil's advocate here, and it's really not a devil's advocate. It's a statistical fact. A woman cheating is worse for one reason and one reason alone.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because people think that a woman needs to be emotionally invested to physically enjoy sex with a man, right?
No, that's not why.
Okay.
The reason a woman cheating is worse is because she has the ability to get pregnant with another man and make some man take care of a child that is not his.
Mm.
A man cannot do that. If I impregnate someone else, you're not taking care of that kid. You know it's not your baby. But a woman will put a man on the hook with someone else's child for up to 18 years. I'm not saying that's their goal, but it's happened to way more people than you realize. And that's why a woman cheating is automatically always worse.
So I just learned something new, because that's probably your perspective of cheating. But
no, that's science.
I don't know, man. I think if
you're a scientist.
Listen to me. I'm also a very contradicting person, so keep that in mind.
Yes, she's Hippocrates.
What'd you say?
She's Hippocrates.
Hippocrates?
Yeah. It's like Socrates, but that's so great. I love that.
We need a teacher.
You know what it is, though? It's like, I genuinely thank you guys so much for having me on. It was great. I'm totally down to do some like blooper side talk, because I love this.
You had a good time on the show.
Yeah.
I'm glad. That was my.
Thank you, sir.
If you enjoyed this, I know. There's always a good amount of back and forth and banter.
I know.
But this was good. For our listeners, this might be the kind of thing they could come to expect, depending on what their problems are for when we do life.
Ask one more question.
You want us to ask a question, or you wanted to ask a question?
Yeah, I want Ace to ask one question if he has any.
I have several, but I'll drip it down to just one.
Let's limit to one. Yeah, right.
Limit to the one. what you've already named qualities that you look for in a man. Have you ever thought about the financial qualities you're looking for in a man?
What do you mean by that?
How much he makes, financial qualities, money.
That is
That
not
depends on
really
how much student debt she has.
here's the thing though, that's no, that's not like actually that's not a priority of mine. You know how I knew that this other person was like playing me? When he started to ask a question that he had never asked before.
Is this
like,
the 30-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like saying, "Hey, do you like me for the car that I drive?" And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, I was in your fucking car when you were riding a Honda. Just because you drive like a BMW now doesn't mean I fucking want to suck your dick." Like, what? And then he bring up, "Do you care that I live in this house?" Like, I'm like, dude, when did you think I was this like materialistic person? So now I'm questioning, like, am I acting a certain way to where he thinks that I care about the status of money?
I can tell
I'm
you
not saying it's
from him.
I'm sorry.
I can tell you where that was coming from him.
Oh, I know that. It's
Because he was dealing with other girls at the same time.
Yes, that
They were
cared about
probably
the same
also-
exact thing.
They were probably very materialistic, and he was probably just trying to make sure
Yeah,
that
and it's crazy because I was like, bro, if you let a man talk long enough, he usually tells on himself.
I say
You
that
wanna know
about women
something
all the time.
But sidebar,
Bro.
you should be caring about those things.
Listen
Like
to me. I did
when
not say that I do not care, but they're not a priority. For
but they should
example,
be.
but their status. Like, dude, do you think I give a fuck if you're
the
driving
reason-
a 2020 BMW or 2020 Honda?
Tiffany,
It's
the reason I'm
fucking
saying this-
We're not talking about material.
We're not talking about. I'm talking about actual monetary value. I'm talking about because again, when if you do have children
Mhm.
and you possibly get married, do you want
Right.
to have a struggle relationship or do you want to have a comfortable relationship?
Well, if now we're throwing marriage in the picture, first thing I want to do is we're
Children
gonna
or marriage,
agree.
either up, because
We're-
either one
No,
requires
no.
a
Marriage,
third
marriage.
party.
Of course, and the third party is a child. So if we're having a child, we might as well throw another anchor on it and let that call that commitment. What I'm saying is, if I am, convinced enough with the idea of marriage, I will get one. But I want my partner to be okay with the idea of a prenup. And I say this not because it's going to set us up for in case something goes wrong. No, it's just a cleaner version of when things do go wrong. When one morning you wake up and let's say you don't love me, or let's say I don't love you, or let's say you just slip because everyone slips and you cheat. Like something I don't do is I don't respect the cheater. The last thing you want to do when it comes to me is lose my respect because then you are investing.
I keep saying it. She's going to say some good shit on here. She's going to say as much. Some of the stuff you say is very indicative of what's typical, and then some of the stuff you say is very much aware. Atypical. Yeah. Some of the stuff you say is leans towards some of the stuff we say. You know what I mean?
Now,
Dude, you're so great. I love that you acknowledge that. I love that. You're amazing.
It's extremely uncommon in a girl your age too. That's what makes it even more interesting.
Dude, we said this already. Age means absolutely nothing. Nothing here.
No, for most people it does mean something.
What I was trying to get to when I asked the question,
you're a little bit more different on that.
It's a different way to look at things. Because again, you're looking at things on a loving spiritual level.
No.
Well, the things that you just said as far as relationships were. But when it comes down to it, like even with the prenup thing, I have said the same thing. I don't care if you make $40,000 a year or $400,000 a year. You should always try to get a prenup before marriage. But the reason I'm saying that you specifically as a female should be looking at a man's monetary value is because if this is a person that you're going to spend your life with, he needs to be able to take care of you.
Here's the thing, Ace. I told you from the beginning, I will not be with someone and the thought of I need to take care of myself, that does not leave. That stays with me forever and always.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to take care of yourself.
No. I understand. But what I'm saying is when I think of partnership, I don't automatically think yep, this person is officially my caretaker now. Like, no. You know what I mean?
No, of course
No.
not.
It can't be that way.
I'm talking about something Rob alluded to earlier. If you get pregnant.
Right.
If you get pregnant,
Right.
I've been through a pregnancy before. From 5 months on, you don't want to work.
So check it out.
You
if
may
I
have
get
to.
pregnant, listen to me. If I get pregnant and I physically cannot take off whenever I want to take off, I'm in no position to have a child. Hell no. If I'm going to bring life into this world, I'm going to do it at my comfort. If I don't have the type of career that allows me to do that, fuck that. I'm not having a kid.
But
clearly, I got to be on the clock. So
but you're
we're not doing
you're
that.
looking at it from the point of view of what you can do. I am saying one decision could make that decision even easier by being with someone who actually is financially stable. Like, again, when you have a baby, even if you know you work from conception to the day you give birth, you physically cannot work for 2 months after that. You cannot.
Right.
Your body has to recover. Your hips have to go back into place.
You know what's crazy is that
You're not
women
going to
in
be
America,
deadlifting. You're not going to be deadlifting on that 8th month.
women in America
and
only get 6 weeks from postpartum.
I know that's
crazy?
the point that I'm making. We live in America, and you get 6 weeks, and in New Jersey, it's at 80% pay. It's not even at full pay.
That's disgusting.
There needs to be somebody picking up that slack. That's why I'm saying finances should be something that you're looking at. When you said all those things that you were looking for a guy, I was waiting for you to say, well, he needs to make a certain amount, because you should be looking at that.
But Ace, you're trying to bring an image of a life that I haven't pictured yet. I don't picture that.
Again, you got to realize I'm old. I'm 42. I'm thinking like an old man.
That doesn't mean anything. Like, this is also another thing. In Spanish culture, I don't know where you're from, but I'm Spanish. You were taught that, hey, if you want to grow into a good, like, if you want to grow into a good aging age and smooth, like, you're going to want to have kids so that they can take care of you at old age. Fuck no. I'm going to bust my ass so that I could go fucking retire in, like, land that my parents have somewhere in their country.
You're going to miss your kids.
Do you have grandparents?
Hell yeah.
Okay, can they fucking do any of the shit you can do?
Like what?
You're old.
No, seriously, like what? Though?
You think when you're 80,
you're saying
doing rock climbing and pull-ups?
Bro, when I'm 80, I'm gonna be fucking chilling by a beach. What are you talking about?
When you're 80, you're gonna have a second hip.
That's crazy, possibly. But here's another thing.
Your body breaks down. You have this fantasy.
Let me tell you something. So to answer Ace's question, Ace, I don't know if this was your question, but I do not see myself having kids. Something I do see myself, I don't see myself living a long life. And let me tell you why, because I'm kind of sad. And no, I'm not suicidal. Check this out. Ready?
When did this become a self-help line? What happened?
I love the dark humor.
You need help?
Check this out. Listen to me. So, this brings me to the very beginning of this conversation. Ready? Just because you live a long life does not mean that you live a good life. Okay? I don't
Braveheart.
need to live.
Living is more than being alive.
No. I can have a year's worth of experiences that'll stretch over to 10 years in one fucking year. That can happen. That can literally happen.
Maybe.
And, like, you know, there's a reason why you asked me to be here. And I think it's because you had like a hunch of like, yo, maybe she's not just a pretty face. I like that I'm pretty. I'm actually acknowledging now that I'm a pretty girl, because growing up, I didn't feel pretty. I actually wasn't called pretty. I was actually bullied. And it's insane because, like, if someone compliments me, I think it's a sick joke. I'm like, you don't think I'm pretty? Like, it's crazy. It's hard out here being a girl. It really is, because people expect so much yet so little. But, like, it needs to be a good amount, because then if you do too much, it's bad. If you do too little, it's bad. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there needs to be a one-on-one course
with this final thought of yours.
Same. It's just, you know what it is?
We have to we have to wrap up. I think.
Oh my God, I'm gonna stop. There you go. We're done.
This was great. This was very entertaining, but I think actually this was a good example of what we can do as far as you being our first person that we've interviewed here, and I think this could bring more people on.
Enjoy that, man.
So for Tiffany, myself, Ace, and Rob, we're gonna wrap this one up. Hit all those buttons, like, subscribe, notification, all that good stuff. Again, thank you for being on the show. We're gonna see you guys when we see you. Probably put out another episode this week. You guys enjoy the rest of the week till you hear from us again.
Thank you, fellas. Good night.
Take care.
Bye.